out of home. I hear more and more clients actually approaching us asking if they should tackle it. Yeah, maybe there is a big comeback.
Yeah, or is it just a big black hole? I think that's a little bit up for debate for today. But first, Merry Christmas, everyone. This is our Christmas episode. We're actually recording this a little bit before, but...
No, that's a lie. We recorded it today.
Yeah. We actually came back into the office. We can't stop recording.
I love the office so much. I'm spending the whole Christmas. My family waits for me, but I prefer working here together with you.
Yeah, no, same, for sure. And let's jump in. What's your opinion on out-of-home advertising? I mean, at Christmas time especially, I just see so many companies driving big budgets into out-of-home. On my way to work, it makes quite an impression on me personally, but that's just an anecdote for me. How do you see it as an expert in a performance-driven world? Does it still have its place? Does it make a comeback?
I think it was always here, so there wasn't really a time when it wasn't present. But obviously, the digital channels have outpaced out of home a lot. So just looking at the overall market share of the investments, obviously it lost a lot in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But I would say it's still very powerful when used correctly. I've seen startups starting out of home campaigns with literally just pushing the owners' egos. I have seen that sometimes already.
Yeah.
That's definitely not the right approach. In general, you have some benefits for out of home. You can, when you look at research, typically out of home is an easy channel to build trust because it's just so much more trustworthy compared to an Instagram ad or GDN.
Yeah.
So that's one big benefit. On the other hand, it's far more difficult to measure. But in general, I think a good strategy, if it's possible to include out of home, it's very powerful. Including it because you want to see your brand somewhere on the street, quite a bad idea.
In what scenarios or areas is it most powerful, would you say, or for which industries, for which kind of companies? Is it, would you say, mostly B2C or?
Definitely more B2C, yes. Definitely more B2C. I would be curious to see the numbers, but I think just like probably 60 to 70 or even 80 or 90% B2C. So it's really a lot.
And that's, I guess, because you can't target as well, or is it just the place outside of the home? Because I mean, in general, it's quite effective, right? You have kind of undivided attention. You're walking around outside, and then you're confronted with an ad. It has less competition than online when you're scrolling Instagram and there's 20 other.
The question is quite easy to answer. So when you look at a B2C audience, you have a very big audience. Let's say you are selling a product for 10 euros and you have a town, and in this town you have 10 people. If you can sell to everyone, you can make 100 euros. So imagine you have one banner advertisement there and it shows something with a product that can be bought by everyone.
Yeah.
Like 100 euros return. Let's say you have a B2B product that you want to sell and you can only sell it to one person. So now it's obvious you have to make 101 euro with this one person.
Yeah.
And you have to be lucky that this one person sees the advertisement, because probably not everyone will see it. I mean, that's just a tiny example. If you have 10 people in one town, probably they will see it.
Yeah.
But the world isn't like that simplified. So if you are selling to B2B, let's say you're selling an accounting software.
Yeah.
Every company needs accounting, and we still have a lot of companies doing accounting. So that will also work.
Yeah.
Probably, depending on where you do the advertisement. But that's just the general mathematics behind that. And I think that being aware of these mathematics is really crucial. to understand if you can really compete. And you can just sometimes even trace that back from when you see that a toothpaste promotes all over Germany, and they do that for years already. You can maybe even trace back to what could be the return on investment in a very abstract way. Obviously, they do more than just out of home.
Or from the other side, if you know a location is frequented by the right people, right? I think a while ago I saw a funny article in the FT that in London at the Houses of Parliament, at the tube station, where all the MPs or the officials go down into the tube, military, big corporations that are kind of bidding for big government contracts are taking like 30% of the ad space throughout the whole year.
Oh, wow.
It's like a crazy statistic. And shows like, yeah, if you know your target audience is right there, I guess
100%.
Out of home is the best way to go.
I mean, imagine you can also say, let's take a trade fair. There's a trade fair in a city, and you know that this trade fair is the most important trade fair for your company.
Yeah.
Like everyone from the, let's say, glass industry, like producing glass, is coming to one city, and you want to sell a lot of glass. You obviously have everyone in the city for 2 or 3 days. So advertising in this city during these 2 or 3 days can be super valuable.
Yeah.
Advertising 1 week earlier or 1 week after that is completely crap. You will not have any benefit from that. So I think out of home is very, you should use it very strategically in a B2B context. Just rolling out ads in B2B, probably not a good idea if you're not selling like accounting software or something that is like super broad.
And what about these tech giants? So maybe Apple, or maybe for B2B, Salesforce. I mean, I think I've seen them around and still investing heavily in out of home. Do you think it's just because they have so much capital lying around, they want to preserve market share, or what's the strategy behind there?
That's a very, very good question. And I think the examples that you have mentioned, they are brilliant, because let's take Google. I think the biggest campaign of Google in out of home in the last years was a campaign where they told you, set up your data protection and security. Like they promoted that a lot. And the reason why they did that was super simple. Because they knew most of the world hates us for actually tracking everything they do. Like they use the Android phone, we track them.
Yeah.
They use the Chrome browser, we track them.
Yeah.
Whatever they do, we track them. And it's obvious. So what they did was just pure, actually, influencing someone's decision on, should I use Chrome, should I use...
or just public opinion in general.
Public opinion, definitely.
Yeah.
For Salesforce, the last big campaign I saw on out of home was also very generic. And I think it's a mixed calculation. On the one hand, they need applications for their job openings. That's really important. They want to build trust with the existing clients. They want to build trust with new clients. I think Salesforce is it's also very, very tricky to but every campaign has a clear reason, and sometimes it's not super obvious. So I think that this is what makes it's hard for consumers sometimes to understand, okay, what's this advertisement about?
Okay, so we've talked about demand gen last week. Could you see out of home being a part of a demand gen strategy, maybe in phase 1 or phase 2?
In phase 1 and phase 2, I think it's tricky because in first place you have to educate or inspire. Second phase is actually you're building the awareness for the product, for the solution, and only the third one is creating demand for a vendor and typically building trust. It's the second and the third. So for Salesforce, to jump back to the example, it's everyone knows what they do.
Yeah.
So if you see these advertisements, you will gain more trust in the brand. So for them, it's definitely a smart step to do actually these campaigns from time to time, so that you remember. And if you see them in the Munich Central Station, this is really building trust. So you don't expect them actually to be there. Okay, right now maybe you do because they do a lot of advertisement.
Yeah.
But that's really a good approach, but not for the first touch point.
Okay, no, that makes sense. So could you see us implementing it for some of our clients, or is it just too nostalgic for you? Is it?
I think we are quite niche. I mean, we have a focus on demand generation, lead generation, B2B marketing. It could be an idea to do this at a trade fair or a large marketing event. Where we know there are a lot of prospects running around on these events. But besides that, I don't think that there's really a good position.
Okay, I think that was a good, nice and short intro on the discussion.
We talk about this for 15 hours because out of home is a discipline for itself.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess we do have to go home to our families now. No, but thanks. Merry Christmas to our listeners.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
And see you next year.
See you next year.